Don't underestimate this thin line. It's made from nanoblade material, even though it's only 1/10 the thickness of a hair. Its sharpness is enough to slice a ship in half. Our goal is to retrieve the hard drive from that ship. It contains crucial data about the Trisolarans, which relates to the Earth invasion. However, the number of blades is limited. The spacing between them can only be set to 50 centimeters. This means the operation can only take place during the day. At night, when people lie down, they might avoid the blades, but those who are standing or walking during the day will be easily cut. On the day of the operation, engineers set up huge pillars and installed the nanoblades between them across the canal to prevent other ships from being harmed. The blades were submerged in the water, quietly waiting for the target. I nervously stared at the monitor, watching for any signs of the Judgment Day cruise ship. When the last small boat passed, that invisible deadly net silently surfaced. The Judgment Day had finally arrived. The pilot on board was scanning the water. The radar showed no abnormalities, and with his eyes he didn't spot any danger. He was still chewing gum, completely unaware of the threat ahead. Soon the ship entered the blade zone. At first everything seemed fine, but as the ship continued forward, the heavy hull was gradually sliced into 50-centimeter sections. Sparks flew instantly. Then came the strange grinding sound. It wasn't until then that the crew realized something was wrong, but they still couldn't see the blades. Even when the lifeboats were cut in half, they couldn't figure out what was happening. It wasn't until the blades pierced their bodies that they understood. But by then it was too late. I watched it all through binoculars. Cold sweat ran down my back. Even though the ship had been sliced into several pieces, its power still pushed it forward. On the lower deck, a guard was guarding the hard drive. The hard drive contained vital data about the Trisolarans. When the blade pierced his body, he didn't feel any pain at first, until he heard the hard drive hit the floor with a clack. He looked down and realized his body was no longer whole after the blade zone was fully cleared. The ship continued to slide forward a little. In the end, no one on the ship survived. But fortunately, thanks to the precise cutting of the nanoblades, the hard drive was recovered intact, and the crucial data was successfully preserved. This terrifying liquid metal robot T-1000 nailed the old T-800 to the wall.
Sarah, go!
Sarah heard and quickly ran out of the warehouse. The T-1000 had targeted her, so I covered her and helped her get away. But bullets only slowed the T-1000 down a little. Then the T-1000 dropped a drop of liquid metal into the new T-800. In an instant, the old T-800's corpse was melted by the liquid metal. The new T-800's programming was damaged as well. I grabbed a grenade launcher and fired at the T-1000, but it only tore the new T-800's outer skin. It started walking toward me step by step, and I had no weapons left in my hands. So I quickly picked up a heavy sniper rifle nearby. But before I could fire, the new T-800 shoved me down the stairs. In the panic, I ran for my life as fast as I could, but it kept chasing me relentlessly. It punched me hard and sent me flying. I grabbed a broken power cable and shoved it into the new T-800's body. The electric shock slowed its movements down. That bought me time to get the sniper rifle up and take the shot. I managed to kill it. Meanwhile, Sarah had made it into the basement. Suddenly, a corrosive liquid dripped onto her clothes. Sarah quickly tore off her clothes and treated the wounds. Then she heard strange noises around her, so she picked up a gun from the floor.
Sarah? You gotta help me. I'm hurt. Sarah!
Shit.
Hey, it's me, Sarah.
Sarah, he's lying. Hey, he's the machine. I'm Reese.
It's me, Sarah. All right, listen, the Terminator's not dead. It attacked
Sarah,
me.
you said they could mimic.
It's me, Sarah. He's mimicking. Shoot him. I'm Reese. Shoot him!
Nice try.
Run!
Right after Sarah fired at the ceiling, a large amount of corrosive fluid poured out of the pipes. This stuff was extremely destructive to the T-1000's metal. In an instant, the T-1000 almost completely dissolved, but it still fought desperately to survive. Then the old T-800 arrived on the scene. It shoved the T-1000 back into the corrosive liquid. In the end, the liquid metal robot T-1000 was defeated. Our combined efforts made it vanish for good, but the old T-800's mechanical arm was also damaged by the corrosive liquid. I scraped dried paint off the wall. I mixed it with water and a spoon to make paint. Then I used last night's fish bones as a brush. Despite the crude tools, my painting was still delicate. Every stroke looked like it had been printed precisely. Before long, I painted a lifelike postage stamp. That fake stamp would be my ticket out. In prison, you can send one letter a month, but it costs $10 to mail a letter, and I had no money. While the guard wasn't looking, I managed to slip the letter into the bag. I hoped it would actually... get mailed and give me a chance at freedom. Eventually, I was bailed out. After I got out, I put together a counterfeiting crew. We decided to turn it into cash. I could draw perfect portraits with a single pen, copying every detail on the banknotes. I pieced the parts together to create a convincing counterfeit template, but that was only step one. My team and I still needed to replicate the watermark. The watermark had to show up perfectly on the paper. We found a solution in a factory. Make the watermark on paper first, then sandwich it between other sheets, so it came out flawless. However, even if all the steps were done, we still faced the hardest problem: the special ink used on real currency. Getting that ink requires strict central bank approval, and it's a state secret in every country. Ordinary people can't get it until one day we learned that the Bank of Canada was transporting color-changing ink. We decided to steal the shipment, so we set off for Canada right away. But during the heist, a Canadian officer spotted me. As the police investigated, my secret began to unravel.
做男人做到你咁小氣。